Weathering waves, we are continuing my descent into madness, my mistakes, my horrible, horrible actions by playing more of this awful game. Also, it perhaps will stop being, who knows? Yes, I'm playing some more Weathering Waves. Hello and goodbye. I'm too busy reading GFL 1 mod stories, and I can read, so I can read... What, really? You need to read the GFL 1 mod stories for the current event? You know what? Like, I've read mod stories, but I didn't go that deep. Like, are we talking, like, you know, literally, like, side character shit? Or are we talking, like... Because some of the side character mod stories were fucking actual peak. And then others were just, like, you know, random slot. But no, it's fine, man. It's fine. I'm not more important than the mod stories. I can live with that. No, we're gonna be playing some of this. Well, I'm not goodbye. Just listening to it in the back. No, that's entirely fine. That's entirely fine. Hey, I'll take being second monitored any fucking day of the week. In fact, most bloody streams should be second monitored, if we're being completely honest. No, so thanks, thanks for hanging out. I just wanted to, you know, get my thoughts down, get in. A little bit of a delay to the start of the stream because I'm stupid. I opened up the Weathering Waves to play and was like, ah, yes, I remembered to download the game last night. It's fine. Launches the game. Remember, you need to download and patch within the game client as well. And I'm like, oh, fuck me. And, yeah, so that was a little bit of a delay on my part. It is what it is. But no, I managed to get all those things to work. I was thinking about just because, you know, yesterday we played a little bit of NTR and my or Evidus to Neverness. I think I'm saying it right. And I played a little bit more after the stream as well, just to kind of like not much of the like no plot, just like went around the world. Engaged with some of the mini games, like the racing, bought some stuff, drove around, unlocked some fast travel hubs to like get a feel of the city, and tried and did some of their side, like, you know, they're like, oh, use your daily energy type shit, just to see how I felt about it. And I gotta say, I really think that the game has failed to capture me. I will continue to play a little bit more of the quests and like the main story offline, off stream, sorry. But I have come to the position that it's a game that really tries to, because, you know, you want to get hooked when you play a new game. Like a new game, especially a live service game, they want to hook you. So the opening hook that they went for, and they desperately knew that there was their hook, was the open world GTA element. They were like, oh, this is what's going to be attracting people. This is what's everything that's important, right? So that's what they were focused on. And then they rushed through everything to get there. And I think that was a big fucking mistake. Now, is it a mistake like, yo, Weathering Waves? Because, like, let's be honest, as good as Weathering Waves will ever potentially get, it's never going to outrun that stink of Chapter 1. Chapter 1, I'm sorry to say to my Rover fans out there, Chapter 1 has a fucking stench. It is a stench that follows this game around. And even with all of my negative things also I said about like the later things, it pales in comparison to how bad Chapter 1 was. And you can't change that. Like, no amount of like I played this post their attempt at changing the opening to make it better, and all I can imagine is what the fuck was the original opening. Sorry, just drinking some water. But yeah, also, what are you talking about here? The current event concerns DP12 and okay, so yeah, both of whom are mod stories, which seem to be more than Moai trash. Also, you don't even get the second monitor. I need both. Which, what the fuck, man? Oh, what is one of them? Is one of them GFL? Oh my god, are you playing through GFL 2 as you play through the mod story? Good lord, no, that's what I call dedication. Yes, but yeah, I played through a lot of like the stuff. My opinion on the thing is this: the open world is pretty good. The GTA elements feel a bit soft. I've always felt like a GTA style approach of an interactable world in a much more interactable sense would be a great thing for a gacha. Like for, you know, gathering like the police and fighting them off and stuff. And, you know, just, you know, more adding some chaos to the overworld. However, I didn't get that feeling playing it. It felt very light. Like, it felt like I had these, rather than the hard barrier that something like Weather and Waves has. Like, for example, I can't go up to Miss Lucia here and just go, die, bitch! Or I can't just, like, call the police in and just start doing crazy shit. Or I can't have, start a romance with, one of the things and then just, like, literally say, let's start living together, or whatever it is that you can do in the later parts of the Bond stories, in NTR. Someone's gonna join and think, what the fuck are you talking about NTR for? But, it just feels like there are, like, rather than hard barriers, we have soft barriers. Where it's like, you can do a little bit of it, but it's not really gonna take you to the edge. I think that they were right that was their big fucking call. Like, that's their, like, you know, that's their hook. Their hook is, look, we're GTA. However, while your hook might be, look, we're GTA, you really sacrificed a lot to rush forward to get to that part very quickly, and also have a whole bunch of your random tropes that you were desperate to have involved in those parts. So I feel like there was definitely a mistake in a lot of the ways that they approached that. Like a big mistake, I would say, in that approach. Like it forces you to like rush all this stuff, and then you're betting on like the visuals carrying it and the gameplay, and then like the gameplay is just like, yeah, it's probably as good as Weathering Waves when it comes to combat, if not a little worse. It's flashy like Zone Zero, but it really is not, you know, inspiring me to be like, oh my god, greatest thing ever. Like, I've seen people, like, actually, there was someone comment on the VODs, and maybe the person who's going to say this would watch the VOD, but they were talking about, like, how they go through the thing and they skip the story, and they've only seen 15% of the story because they're like, oh, I gotta get there to get my mats and my shit. I'm like, man, I'm never gonna be like that. I could, like, maybe someone like that would enjoy the NTR game, because like it lets you get into the combat area quickly and you can rush ahead to get all of your fucking, you know, combat zones and mats and whatnot. But I could never be that. I could never imagine playing a gacha game for the express purpose of just make numbers go higher. I know that's like that's a thing a lot of people can do, but that's like, I just couldn't imagine it. Story through and through, brother. How could you like allow yourself to fall for like, oh yeah, let me just make the number go higher. That's all I care about. Like, you know, come on, man, come on. Like, you know, calm down, calm down. But you know, I'm pretty. I'll give it a shot, is what I'm trying to say. But I won't play it on stream. I'm gonna give it a bit more shot of the story now that I've reached Explorer level 10 or something. But no, I'm not really that kind of bought by it. Although I did roll the gacha, and randomly one of the girls I got one of the two of the girls I got the hot one with like the kind of like military woman outfit, and then I got one of the other random girls, and you could they definitely modeled all the underwear, so you know you've got that going for you. Uh-oh, more woo-wah. Yeah, don't worry, I'm just playing a little bit of woo-wah because I don't think I'm not that interested in NTR outside of the comparison concepts and like some of the early stuff. I played it for a day. I know, like, you know, there's probably more viewers for NTR because they're all like, oh, it's new and flashy. But I just couldn't bring myself to give a fuck. I mean, I barely give a fuck about Rover and Woo-Wah, given everything I talk about and how it basically is a depression simulator for me in a lot of ways. But it does have my heart, at least, in that I'm more interested to see where this train wreck is headed. Speaking of, I heard that, I know that 3.0 is a lot of people say 3.0 is the best part of the Woo-Wah story, and it's something about you getting a daughter or something. But apparently the newest update apparently changes some stuff. I mean, no, I mean NTR. I know what I said. Okay, I'm kidding. There's no NTR so far. That game doesn't have any NTR. Literally terrible. What the hell, man? Where's my... I'm sorry. But, no, I heard that like your daughter becomes a romanceable target, and then I'm like, wait a minute, was the whole thing about you getting a daughter in Wuwa in that later part actually just like fandom meme? Like, did they just kind of go? Because like I thought it was like a legitimate thing, like a oh wow, they actually gave her like the past version of her, like had a romance and then had a fucking daughter, or like you know, or him engaged in romance in the past. That's kind of neat. And then I'm like, another more logical part of my brain was like, did she really though? Or was it like, oh, when you were younger, there was like a little girl that you like helped, and there's like some cute like parenthood moments with her, and then everyone else went, oh my god, daughter foo, or something like that. And now that I hear what I hear, it's probably that, because apparently the most recent event adds in some like daughter totally wants to romance you type stuff, which probably means that it was like just some random girl like who was like a child that you knew for like 10 minutes in the past. Knowing this game, I bet you when they jump back in the past to show the past you hanging out with your daughter or whatever it is, or daughter foo, I bet you have the same outfit on, your personality is the exact same, and nothing is different whatsoever, knowing this game. God. I mean, I'll complain about fucking the rush story elements of NTR. NTE, but man, fucking the complete swing and misses of such easy layups for Weathering Waves' story to make it interesting is like just impressive. Like, wow, you could have had your previous character be an interesting thing. You could play with the idea of losing all your memories. You could play with how other people feel about that. You could play with being a different like kind of thing, and like how you deal with that being like a character that is like 1,000,000 years old. How does a character who's like thousands and millions of years old, who has all these memories, how does a person like that act? Like, oh, they act the same as if you were a random person off the street just trying to act like a normal good person. Like, it's just so it's pathetic. Twitch is giving me NTE and Wuwa drops and it's starting to get annoying. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, it's getting... That gives me those things and I'm just fucking streaming it. It keeps telling me like, you have enabled the drops and stuff, and I'm like, what? Fuck off, I don't give a damn. Who gives a damn about betting these damn fucking drops? Oh, fun thing I wanted to mention though. Do any of you, okay, you probably guys remember, some of you who are watching this probably remember, but relatively recently there was a crazy Ring camera video where there was a guy like in a trench coat who went up to some guy's like door and started like saying, how's your daughter? Tell me about your daughter. What's going on in there? And then started like banging on the thing and like dinging the fucking bell, and eventually broke into the house. Like he was a crazy person and he was like being memed on for a while, and everyone was like saying like gem alert and like making memes about him. Well, he called himself Harry Copperfield Dresden, and I was like, you know what? And I learned it was like he's like pretending to be a wizard or something, and I'm like, man, what the fuck is this? So randomly I decided to read one of the Dresden File books, which this is based off. It's like an old book series about like a wizard who lives, a modern day wizard who like does wizarding problems and stuff, right? And my god, what a Reddit coded fucking book that was. Holy shit. It's like Reddit's idea of being cool down to a T. Yet at the same time, it's not a bad book series. I just kind of want to point this out because like the game, the book itself, like it's like a fun little thing about like, you know, he's like a poor wizard, like it's got that noir detective, like I'm always on the lookout for a bit more money. I need to make this month's rent, that kind of thing, right? And like, it's fine and interesting and stuff, and then it'll turn around with some of the most Reddit tier takes about like me and the Lord. Like there'll be like a religious character, and like the character will be like talking to something like, me and the Lord don't get along too well. He stays out of my way, and I stay out of his. And I'm like, this is the most Reddit shit I have ever heard. Now, the books are pretty good, but there is one other thing that really kind of like is a bit like, goddamn. The attitude of the writer to sex is literally yes, please. In the sense that never before has every single fucking book or every single fucking passage describing women, and like this sounds like I'm about to be like Brocco, like I can't believe they're describing women in such a negative way. It's so feminine. No. Like every second fucking woman is described like The perkiness of her breasts pushing through the fabric, the arch of her back, and then the thighs. Oh, the thighs, the legs that I could do. I could imagine they could do something more than locomotion. Literally every fucking line about a woman is that. I am not even kidding. It is endless descriptions of this man's horniness. Like, okay, like after the first like handful of times, I was like, okay. And then they just get up to the part where it's like endless discussion of like, and they were moving sensually, and she was moaning from her mouth, and oh, I couldn't help but stare. My loins grew tight. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It doesn't like go into like an actual pornographic like description of like porn at any point, really. But my God, the writer is so ridiculously horny, it's insane. Like, it takes you out of any sort of reading, which is weird because I'll say this, the writing is okay, I enjoyed the characters, the ideas are fun, but man, it's like Reddit has bastardized that into I wear a trench coat and I have a samurai sword and I look mysterious and I tilt my fedora in the back of the room type thing. And then like go, me and the Lord haven't got along. Like the guy himself in the story is fine, but knowing Reddit, it's so fucking cringe. It's like Reddit has a negative effect on the novel series. I'm not even kidding. Like, if I had read this without having any understanding of what a Redditor is, I'd be like, man, this guy's kind of horny, and the writing's a little bit like, goddamn, for the women, like, because he's just so focused on their boobs, like, legitimately, every second line is like, the swell of her breasts moving up, oh my God, it's like, but knowing Reddit, it adds in this extra layer where you're like, oh my God, did this like design a Redditor? Is this like the Magna Carta for Redditors? Did Redditors come from this? Is this the Dead Sea Scroll of Redditors? It's insane. It's insanely Redditor. Damn, 2000. He was. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's right. The novels are pretty old, aren't they? Fuck. I remember, I forgot how old the novels were, because I shouldn't say I read them. I was listening to the audiobook of them while I was doing other things. Because I was just like, fuck it, I'll listen to the audiobook while I'm doing some other stuff. And it's legitimately insane. And now that you've mentioned 2000, you are probably right. You are probably right. The fucking you are probably right that it is like the fact that it's 2000. It might actually be a proto thing for Redditors. Oh, the boat scenario is finished. Oh, what's the boat scenario? Unless you're talking about this. In this, I overcame the boat. I mean, the boat part. I'm just chilling. But I had to start late. So no, this is not me start. I didn't jump into this game. And I haven't been sitting here for an hour already just chatting about random bullshit. I only actually relatively got in quickly because unfortunately I was an idiot and I forgot that I needed to patch files in the game. I'm excited to see what this part is because remember, this is all the time. I start off a fucking game of Weathering Waves. I get up to a new part in the story. I start the new part in the story, and I'm like, wow, what an interesting start. They actually got some parts of this right, and then they just fumble it. I'm waiting for the fucking second shoe to drop. Timer says 24 minutes of waffling so far. That's true. We've been waffling about, and I need my water because my waffling about has made my throat dry. Sorry about that. You got ASMR me drinking water. I know, that's right. I can afford water. Hell yeah. Where I live actually has like fucked up pipes, so I can't actually drink the pipe. Legitimately, this is where like this is the kind of place I live, fellas. I can't drink the tap water around here. Oh, it's the abusive relationship game. Correct. Who knows though? I'm excited. I'm excited because I want to get up. Like I probably will take a break of this once I reach 3.0. And I want to make my big old... maybe I should make a review of everything. No, once I get to 3.0, I'll make a big old review of everything. Then I'll play some more of it after a break. But I do want to catch up and play the... I would like to catch up and play the daughter foo parts, which everyone talks about being pretty good. Because the video I uploaded, actually, on YouTube, about me playing this game and, like, having a crash out at the end of the Carthia little story arc... it got a fair few views, you know, like for a VOD, for a fucking VOD, it got, I don't know, about 600 views or something, and I had a few, like, various WooWa players, like, comment on it. I got comments from, people who like the game, people who were, like, kind of saying, ha, it's funny because you hate the game. I got a comment from, like, someone who's, like, legitimately doesn't play the story at all. I was like, shocked, because, like, they don't play the story at all, and they made a comment where they were, talking about, like, the story, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then I replied to them, and then the next comment that I had from them was like a story of their life gaming experience. Now, not to be mean to these people, but like they were talking about the story in their first comment, and talking about, I don't think that you get told that, and I don't think this happens until then. Then they revealed, yeah, I only paid 15% of the story, and I skip everything because I need to get ahead so I can get the good mats to level in WooWa, and I'm like, God, imagine being into gacha games so much that you can't stand the story, you just skip it. You're like, I don't care about the story. Get out of my way, visuals. I'm just here for one thing only, and that's to make the number go higher. The land down under has its own Flint, Michigan. I guess, but it's not that bad, I guess. I mean, I don't have lead poisoning for one. Ugh. Nice. I do not have lead poisoning. At least not yet. But yes, I actually have to drink bottled water around here. It's the only way. No, I have enjoyed playing through Weathering Waves in the sense of discussing it. There's always something to discuss there. Like, yeah, I got really close to like just Depression Core, and honestly, that was like the most depressing I've ever played a gacha game. I don't think there's ever been I've played bad parts of good gacha games before that has led to issues. For example, I played like some poor parts of GFL 1 occasionally, like just rarely, and was like, oh, I don't know about this part here. But you know, when it comes to like when it comes to like this game, it's got the achievement of being the one game where I almost legitimately felt like, you know, there was a legitimate part of me that if I had have indulged, I could have been like, man, this is sad as fuck. Like, I'm not gonna be sobbing or anything, but man, this is just depressing. It's called Melbourne, and the water has copper in it. That's the extra part. You know, everyone loves copper, right? You know, it goes for good prices. I'm waiting for it to crystallize in my lungs so I can go and sell it at a junkyard. Just like all those people who keep fucking up the train line so I can't get anywhere in Onlytown because they're all like goddamn junkies. Like, yeah, but about the copper. Yeah, I'm gonna sell it so I can get $12.50 from the junkyard. Man. Now that was actually thinking about that. In Japan, just as I started to leave, they started having that happen, and I'm like, no. Poor old Japan, you're getting imported that shitty like tendency from Australia and America, where people just like start ripping copper out of train lines and phone things. It's like, God, oh fuck, no. And it was happening to their vending machines as well. Like some of the vending machines had been ripped open, and I was just seeing it on like the news and stuff in Japan, and I was like, damn, that sucks. Japan is like a high, like when they say high trust society, you don't understand it until you be to Japan and you're like, yeah, this is a high trust society. Holy shit. This is the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, I know it sounds like fucking cringe, but I'd probably support, like, I legitimately support Japan just being like, can we like just build like a big old wall and no one goes in there? No more Chinese tourists. No more annoying Americans. No more live streamers. Just let Japan leave them alone. Otherwise, you're gonna like, you're gonna teach them the horrors of the greater world, and they'll be changed forever. I mean, they're not like a child. They're not like they're a country, but like, oh my god, being over there, you do get the vibe that like of all the countries I've been to and seen, man, Japan just somehow manages to make like living in like major cities, walking home at night so ridiculously safe. It's insane. Presses the red button anyway. Oh yeah, that red button, blue button shit. Oh man. First DP mod story, she's taking a hostage. Of course she is. Is the hostage the commander, and is it in a sexy way? I'm still waiting for the local crackheads to strip the wires from the speed traps near me. See, they'd be nice if they were nice. They'd do that, but unfortunately, the crackheads aren't nice. This is so unfortunate. We need the good crackheads. What happened to the chaotic good crackheads saving us from the speed cameras? Jesus. But also, what I was gonna say is that blue red button thing. Now, this is the part where you're like, oh my god, what is you gonna say? Is Sock gonna have a bad take? My take is this: I didn't actually care. For once in my life, usually when it comes to like a online trend like this, or like an online thing, like I could have an opinion about it. And I usually have strong opinions about things. You know, I'll go off for hours, and like I haven't even had a chance yet to go off about the UK fucking arresting someone for making fucking art. That VTuber. But the red blue button thing, I just kind of glazed my eyes over and just didn't give a single flying fuck. Like even when like one of my friends really tried to like kind of engage me in it and say, what are you gonna do? You could press the red button. What if you had a kid and the kid wanted to make the red? Would you choose the red button or the blue button? Like, and then they were like, what if it was like this? It's basically like a 50%. Like, oh my god! And I'm like, I just couldn't give a single flying fuck. Like honestly, I was just sitting there going, yeah, brother, I don't care. I just couldn't bring myself to care. Some of the crackheads should just get jobs as linemen for how good they are at it. I'm guessing that lineman is that like an American fucking football thing where they just kind of go crazy. Well, I mean, like honestly, all sorts of drug addicts. And okay, I have an opinion. If we were a real society, if we were a real country. I mean, guessing most of us from different countries, so that doesn't really count. But if we were a real society, we would allow ourselves to have like special categories of like Olympics or sports, where the entire sport was just arranged around like different kinds of drug addicts going at it. Like for example, MMA, but it's different drug addicts. Like, oh my god, we got the Fen Zombie. The Fen Zombie's taken on the crack addict. Oh my god, they're going at it. You know, shit like that. I just think it would be, you know, pretty interesting. She's promising a murder-suicide to the hostage. A small what? Oh, wait. Is the small child a shoulder boy? Because if I remember correctly, wasn't that one side of that girl like the really thick, like one that was like really hot, like really hot? Okay, that's did you have any idea how that narrows it down? But that's like the one that was like really thick and super sexual all the time, right? So, like, I could totally see her being a shoulder hunter. I think she was a shoulder hunter, wasn't she? Or, like, the meme, was she a shoulder hunter? I don't know if that was fandom or not, because I didn't really follow her outside of, like... Because she wasn't really in the main story. No, the guys that maintain the... Oh! The guys that maintain the power lines. So... That's how you turn the crack lines. Yeah, they could just take some home. Yeah, like they do some embezzlement, you know, just a little bit off the top. They just nibble on some of the copper as they put it in. That way, like, you know, the circle goes around. I remember seeing something about the reconstruction efforts in Korea post-war, and like there was like a US like thing of like a guy talking about the money they funneled into Korea for like post-war construction, and because they accepted there was an unavoidable level of graft and corruption in the system, they couldn't accept having you're like, for example, you give $50 or you get $100 for a construction thing, like a part of that is going to be taken by bribes and graft and stuff like that, and in the reconstruction of the country they had to accept that there was a 15% loading of like bribery and corruption on top of everything to get things done. So maybe it's like that, just with like the power line constructor people. They get a little bit. Really thick and super sexual. Do you not understand? yeah. Shoulder hunter. VSK 94 was a shoulder hunter. See, that's the problem with me. I didn't really engage in GFL's with the with like all the joke elements or the silly elements or the side character elements where they're just like, ooh, look how horny I am, and like outside of the main story and they're not doing something serious. I just didn't engage with that at all. Like, that was the big thing. Detective Chaotic. That's it. What's it? Oh, about the button? I mean, yeah. Oh, what I did want to talk about. Something way more important than the button. Fucking the UK government. Damn. Damn. I am sickened. All right, and I know that apparently the Australian government has done a similar thing. So apparently I'm not allowed to draw sexual shit on my sock, everyone. Like, if you draw it, I have to, like, disavow it. So any of you guys, I think, Faithful on the Discord also, and Shecky made, like, a meme about, like, drawing the lewd fan art of the sock at one point. But I'm not allowed to have any lewd things for the sock here, or the Australian government will kill me just as much. It's ridiculous. Fuck, man. It's so like authoritarian. It's holy shit. I was like, I hate that shit. I hate that shit so much. Like, I'm like a pretty maximalist freedom type of person, like to the point where almost I would say like it's a negative for a lot of things, because like I have also come like, because there's a conclusion that like, yeah, for example, one thing that I think has gone for a negative, and I just want to kind of point it out. It's not that I want to talk about this in general, but for example, euthanasia. Prior to Canada's enabling of euthanasia, I had this opinion that I was like, yeah, euthanasia sounds fine. Like, someone wants to make a choice to kill themselves, that's fine. Like, we could have systems set up where, like, they could, like, go to a doctor, and the doctor would talk to them, and they try and go through steps, and then they, you know, they'd hopefully, like, not get actually killed, but if they really wanted to go through it, then we could help them avoid it. And then, like, Canada did it, and then just started killing everyone, and, like, horrible stories about how they just keep suggesting it to people come out, and, like, there was a massive culture shift, and I realized the secondary effects of like legalizing euthanasia, of like a thing. Like, that's like one of those things. But in general, I'm still pretty pro, like, people should be able to make their choices of those things. Like you should be able to make your choice about if you want to do something. And when it comes to the art thing, I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, fucking government. I don't care if you find like whatever art she's doing or whatever art this girl is making. If I can, or whatever, just leave her alone. You shouldn't belong in that situation. Like, there is levels for like when things step in, and look at me, I'm cleaning up. But man, I fucking hate that. That is so authoritarian. So authoritarian. I fucking hated that shit with the English. Do you have a woo addiction? Yes. It's so insane, man. It's so insane. British people have no rights. Yeah, I honestly, you know how like the Brit, like whenever, like, okay, as an Australian, I've obviously been in the field where people made fun of the Americans, like, ah, ha, ha, Americans, yeah, like, go get yourself some oil, shoot up a school, he. And now I'm looking at it, and I'm like, a bunch of dead kids is a small price to pay to have like the First Amendment. Having a bunch of dead kids occasionally, and is like the small price to pay for the First Amendment. I am not even kidding. I am not even fucking kidding. Look at what America has its problems, right? But man, having the ability to just like be like, freedom of expression is freedom of expression. You can't just arrest someone about that. And I know there's like other consequences, social consequences, all sorts of things like that. And like there's various workarounds that people try and get people on various sub things in America, and American lawmakers keep trying to get in like their own hate crimes and stuff like that, and you know, laws against, you know, artistic work and drawings and whatnot, just like the British have. But the First Amendment is a pretty fucking powerful thing, and I am jealous as fuck that Australia doesn't have it. I would love a First Amendment in Australia. I would sacrifice so many children on the altar of school shootings for a fucking First Amendment. Like, good lord. Yeah, this is why you don't agree to be an organ donor. They will just let you. Yeah, unironically, I like, okay, that organ donor one is another one. Like, here's the thing: you want to be an organ donor, and you're like, and you know, and you might be listening. Yeah, freedom has a cost. Like, you might be listening to me say stuff about like the like say, oh yeah, God, how can I be into freedom? And then like I kind of changed my mind after the Canadian thing. But you got to understand, brother. And like people who are potentially listening and confused by that, there is a second order effect to these things in a culture. And on top of that, these things are run. And this is the big problem with a lot of government programs. This is the big fucking problem with a lot of government programs. They're run by humans. Now, let it sink in. Humans run your programs. So that means that your like idea of like, oh, it's all like efficient and it's followed like a machine. The law is followed by the law. It's run by us. It is a fundamental mistake to assume it will be fairly and equally applied in a way that you imagine. And even in a way that the people who design it imagine. Because people are corruptible and different. That's why you get situations where like the moderation for a website is so whack, and where you'll have something like Twitter or YouTube where like one person will say, yeah, this is obviously wrong, ban it. And then you'll have another thing come in and say, no, this is obviously fine. This is why judges exist in a way where it's like, how can a judge be against this law? It's because judges ultimately are interpreting law. A judge is not there. A judge is not a machine that is supposed to look at a law and like say this is the correct way to see it. No, unfortunately, as much as you might see a law that says something simple like thou shouldn't kill someone, and if you kill someone you go to jail, a judge can come along and interpret that law in conjunction with a bunch of other laws that makes no fucking sense, to turn around and say, but unfortunately this, therefore they don't go to jail. And that has happened in Australia before. Because judges are people. Laws are made by people, and the enforcement mechanisms are done by people, and they all will not result in like an outcome that you think is perfect. It's the horrible truth of it. It's the horrible truth of it. That's why you need to look at these things like allowing something like euthanasia, allowing something for example, having organ donor cards. Because the truth is, in a perfect world, these things could be applied in a way that you would be happy with, that you as a person could discuss and define and be happy with. And you could read the laws that are set up and you could agree with them. You could even imagine the perfect scenarios in which they're all applied. Yet the truth of the matter is, due to the nature of people running these systems, they will never be applied equally in the way you would imagine them. And the second order effect of that is crazy. And especially when it comes to a politically charged thing, then it gets even crazier. Because like, that's how you get like situations where it's like, various highly politically charged things. There'll be like a law about something, and then it's applied differently based on the state you're in, the judge you get, and it might be the most simple like shit, like I'm sorry, but vanilla ice cream is banned, and like most people now agree vanilla ice cream is banned. But for some reason, various states and groups, and most importantly, people reinterpret that to be a favorable thing to them. And for things like organ donation, they legitimately have people that will reinterpret that of, oh, okay, well, the organs, we need them fresh, so they are more likely to let you die. Unironically, they were more likely to let you die. And I know what you're thinking, oh, that's just a lie. Nope, it's unfortunately true. I wish it wasn't true, but humans run these systems, guys. Always fall back on that. Humans run these systems. Think of the dumbest person you know. Think of the most uncharitable person you know. The person who, when you tried to discuss something with them, they turned around and like twisted your words and manipulated everything for you to sound like a monster. Those are the people running the system. It's not a machine. It's not a complete, perfect, idealized AI. It is not the idealized government man or idealized, like, benevolent king. It's a person. And that fucks everything up. And that is why you should always be very, very wary of government intervention in things. And it's why I tend to be like, avoid government. Government don't get involved. But at the same time, I'm like, all right, government, do get involved in these things. And usually it's in a way to avoid those scenarios. That's why I've come to the position that I am, pardon me, in now, that I don't think a euthanasia is a good thing for a country to have. Unironically. I think you should never enable it. Because I think the negative effect on people, that there's a open path to killing yourselves, is not applied correctly in like the idealized form. It always is applied incorrectly, and it seems to just be like crazy. And that's the same thing for hate speech rules. Hate speech rules or offense rules or various other elements like this. They always get applied in an incorrect way to the person that thinks that. Everyone always talks about like, oh, they'll come for you next, and they will come for you next. If you look at like a rule, for example, the British thing of like, oh, I don't like this girl because she drew some lolly out of her own character in her free time. Oh, it's her own character. She drew it for herself. It's like, oh God, let's take away everything from her. Take away all of her merch. They took away all of her fucking figures, all of her dakimakarus, all of her bullshit. They took away her Discord. They forced her to dox herself, and you're telling me this is good, and you're believing they won't come for you next, because they fucking will. Because like I said, these systems are run by humans, and people always grasp for more power. They grasp for different interpretations to fit their agendas and beliefs. These aren't simple systems. They are complicated by the nature of the human mind and heart. And they can always be corrupted. Yeah, sorry for my craziness. But that's why I always believe in things like I wish Australia had like a first amendment for freedom of speech and things like that. Canada's MAID program is actually evil. A doctor telling someone to manage depression, commit seppuku is it is, and that's the problem. And you know what the people who really support the MAID program would say? They would say, oh, but he's doing it wrong. But here's the thing, they're all doing it wrong. That's the problem. You're idealized in your brain, the magical, ideal fantasy world where this is a utopia and happening in a certain way. It's not happening in that way and never will because of humans. Therefore, the only functional approach is to say, don't allow the MAID program. Always try to help someone. If someone wants to kill themselves, here's the hard brass truth. If someone wants to kill themselves, they'll do it. We should never enable it. The friends, their family, the people near them should always try and be there to help them. Because if they will want to kill themselves, they will find a way. We should not become the people or a society that enables that. I don't want to see the world of Futurama, of suicide booths. I don't want to see a world where doctors go, oh, hi girl, you got raped and like you're really depressed. Oh, that sounds awful. And you got some body problems. How about, I don't want to see a world where they say, kill yourself, as opposed to, here's some focus groups, here's some people, let's get together, let's find something to find meaning in your life, to help you find a way forward so that you can live and be happy and reach happiness again. Why do, like, I appreciate the freedom idea. I appreciate the desire to allow people to make their own choices, but it's just not realistic, and it's in a fantasy utopia world that it'll be applied correctly. Not really. He's saying that the First Amendment is amazing, and the First Amendment and the Second Amendment go hand. Yeah, that's true. Yes, the Second Amendment is a necessary one as well. I like the Second Amendment as well, in my opinion. But I definitely love the First Amendment more. I think that as I've watched countries turn to authoritarianism, and as I've grown, because when I was younger, I used to think, well, why would you have guns? It's a bad thing. You should just do, because like my family was a hunter family, and I naively thought that Australia had gone, oh, no big guns, we just have like, bolt action rifles and stuff, and everyone's happy. No, as I've grown, I've realized that it is a brutal, toxic war where they're constantly fighting each other to stop and restrict guns endlessly. There's not a happy medium that everyone agrees. It is just endlessly extremists who are pushing like endless fucking annoying bullshit onto hunters and stuff like that, which is where I position on that. But more importantly than the hunter element is watching governments like the UK, watching governments like Iran, watching governments where they like legitimately will like bully and harshly oppress their own population. I believe that a well-regulated civilian population with weapons is a not perfect, but a better counterbalance than a population without one, because the populations that are without one seem to just keep getting a boot put in their fucking face and pressed their face and into the ground. Like, it just keeps happening. DPS 12 mod story has its own artworks. Oh, really? Man, I guess someone really liked her. The government always messes everything up they touch. To quote, the 9 most terrifying things in the world language, I'm from the government, I'm here to help, is the most accurate thing that's ever been said. That was said by Reagan, I believe. Although he did try to... That was said in the context of him trying to then justify doing some government shit. That's the part people don't notice. But yes, yes, he was correct. He was correct. Just joined. Is he still complaining about gacha or anime or get another drink? Nah, we're talking politics right now. We're talking... I wouldn't say we're talking like pop politics. We're talking like the deeper element of politics, which is like that I have a fundamental distrust of government because and like people in general. I will always go for freedom as much as possible though still. And I think that there are points where like the outcomes of certain things should be allowed, even if they like, just like I said with like the, you know, trading the fact that like some kids are going to get shot in a school shooting for wanting to have like, say, the Second Amendment in Australia, for example. I'd accept it. And there are some things like that. For example, like, and there are the ones where it's like you turn around and you're like, okay, maybe we shouldn't have this as a freedom to do. And everyone has those decisions that they come to themselves. And I generally am more extremist in my positions on freedom, but I must say I pull back on some elements because I start to notice those second order effects that are not so obvious to see, because like you're too simply looking at the letter of a law rather than how it's going to be interpreted and actually applied in a real life setting. Hell yeah, you guys voting for Baal or Moloch? I mean, I'm thinking Baal. Moloch has had too much of a run of the place for a while. I'm going to vote for Baal. Yeah, let's have Baal. Honestly, I don't even know which one, what they both stand for. I know they're just like the demons, but I actually have no idea which one stands for which. Like, it's like, what is Baal? Baal is promising that we're going to sacrifice only 500 children every day, and Moloch is believing that we are going to engage in high levels of orgies. And I'm just sitting here going, damn, God. Both Baal and Moloch are associated with... Okay, all right, okay, child sacrifice. Do they have any differences? What's the political base of Baal and Moloch? But yeah, I know a bit about them, but like, I think they are kind of it leads into just like, you know, a distrust. I know it's like I have a distrust of governments, which comes from a distrust of people, and I think the truth of the matter is, as humanity like grew bigger and more interconnected with the internet, we were eventually and inevitably going to reach this position where a government would see power and want to take it. And some of those people who want to take that power are legitimately like not even bad people. They're just stupid and don't understand what they're doing. Or they've been living in the field of their politics for so long that everything is just a matter of getting one up over the enemy, you know? Like, for example, hate speech laws, I think, are a big example of this. Hate speech laws are big in the UK and stuff, and a lot of people talked about, like, okay, before they really got implied and stuff, they were like, okay, you get a hate speech law. Who's interpreting that law? Who's applying that law? How far does it go? Like, can't you see the problem of this getting completely fucked over? Or, like, the abuses of power from, like, a government position, because you could just, like, call someone bad or just get a hate speech law applied to them just because they said something you disagree with, because you can just define their politics, whatever it may be, into a hate speech law. Or you can get like the society changes. What you believe should be maintained is changed by the culture. For example, you live in a culture where, like, let's say let's use a hot button one. Homosexual people. We don't want to kill them. In general, I'd imagine most people don't want to have them, I don't know, lined up and shot. And that seems reasonable. The West basically isn't in that position and hasn't been in that position for a few hundred years. And we've reached a point where, you know, being gay is just whatever it is. There's a lesbian girl, whatever, for the most part. And those people generally get to have a great life. But so you think, okay, let's add some laws. So you can't be mean to them. And we'll base it off our culture right now. Like, you can't be mean to them. Hate speech laws. You can't do anything like this. Now, culture changes. Let's say political positions start changing and shifting. A government comes into power that doesn't like those things. Changes the hate speech laws and says, you're allowed to and you must do these things. That's the big mistake that a lot of people make. Making laws about these things and saying and believing that the culture that built those laws and the underlying, it will always stay the same, is a stupid position to be in. You should always make your laws with the with a long term in mind of like, okay, how do we want to have, let's say like we want to have a society that maintains the beliefs of like, I don't know, a Western society. We want to keep those laws in, and we don't want our society to change or become like something it's not in some direction or whatever. Do we put in a bunch of laws that can easily be manipulated to be used against all the things we believe in as cultures change? Or do we start putting in things that support that culture maintaining? We put in the culture maintaining laws. You do things where you're like, okay, in school, they teach the rule of law. They teach how systems can go wrong. And we teach how, like, all these elements in more of in a freedom optimizing way that allows open discussion within our culture. Therefore, okay, I'm getting off track here. But the point I'm trying to make is giving tools over to the government and then believing the government won't turn around and start using them in a tyrannical way is stupid. They're going to use them tyrannically. And the culture might shift, and the people will also start supporting perhaps tyrannical use of those things. You should always try to aim for a set of rules that tries to think long term for what you're trying to achieve. Whereas I see a lot of things in the West, a lot now, and this is like the stuff like the MAID program, like to a lesser degree, having a card for organ donation. It's not long-term thinking. It's a little short-term. It's not thinking about the negative side effects of these things based on like the elements of human corruptible society. That's the kind of position I make. Which is why I look at something like the Constitution from America and I'm like, okay, people have guns. That's good. We can avoid a tyrannical government coming into power and starting forces power. And also the first article being like, oh, freedom of speech. You can talk about whatever you want. Because I honestly believe this. I don't believe that all cultures are equal. I believe that the Western kind of culture is one that was gained from like interconnection and discussion. And I believe like that we came out of these like philosophy ideas and we've reached a point where the open speech and discussion between people leads to our generalized cultures that we have, where, you know, we have more freedom to make those individual choices, rule of law, not basing things around like, you know, the blindness of the Lady of Justice is an ideal to reach for. I believe these things come about from like an open speech platform from everything. And I think avoiding that is inviting a slow corruption of like your culture, and not your culture, sorry, your laws and your government systems. Because yeah, sure, you might have like one or two governments that come along that are extremely brutal in a way and like repressive in certain ways. But as long as you have the open dialogue and speech and transparency, people can talk and discuss and make new decisions. And I honestly have a belief that humanity is fundamentally can come to good decisions. And with transparency and discussion freely flowing, I believe we'll come to a conclusion that would be happier or net better for a lot of people involved. By restricting speech, I think you will end up in a negative position. Now I'm on my other thing. Bal is out for fiscal conservative, but social democrat. Oh my god, you guys, we're bringing it in. We're bringing it into the politics. The U.S. gun crime statistic for shooting is way overblown in political discourse. Most gun deaths are seppuku through mass shootings happen outside the few. Yes. That's another thing. That's another human thing and another political thing you're talking about there, Brad. So look at it like this. You want to make gun violence. You want to ban guns, right? It is in your interest. Like imagine this, you want to ban guns. It is in your interest to misapply statistics and overblow them to build up further within a country to make those laws get changed via voter, like just like manipulating macro discourse. So it is in your interest to misinterpret gun statistics. It is in your interest to avoid talking about the true matters or the truth of something because you want it to change. And that's another negative part that comes about from a lot of our current political systems. They're very corruptible in that. Most people are like, basically from like perhaps from a perspective of like them just like, you know, being so captured by my side, their side thing, they ignore these statistics. or they know that these are like this, but they lie willfully because they want to change things. And when you start lying willfully to change your society to reach it, you are going down a path that is ultimately a massive fucking negative for your society. Do not start going down a path of lying to gain benefits like that. Like, and at the same time, the people who are against this might be like, oh, but what about the others? They lie about this. We need to like lie about other things to like force them back. But like it is, and I understand that as well, because that might even be like a true horror. And I haven't thought into it deep enough, but in general, I fucking hate that shit. I fucking hate that people will lie about this. And specifically about guns, I'm aware of that too a lot because my dad was a hunter. So I grew up around guns. I grew up and I know a lot about guns in Australia's context. And I know how brutally the political parties that are against guns and like the political commentators over here constantly lie about like the applications of literal hunters and guns. For example, you might know this if you follow Friendly Geordies, but there's a thing called Brumbies over here, which were like fucking up a national park. And like a mixture of various political interests came in where they banned killing these Brumbies in the national parks. Now, they're a type of wild horse. They banned killing them because they're cute. And like nobody wants to kill horses, and like that was an easy political layup. But on top of that, it's also a way to reduce gun usage again. So a bunch of various political organizations pushed through this let's not cull Brumbies thing anymore. And now here's the thing. The reason we culled those Brumbies is because they were fucking up the environment. Like we needed to take them out. They're pests. We need to kill these Brumbies. But the reason that they were like this law was put in place was not because it was a logical thing of like, oh, they're good with the environment, we should protect them. No, it's because groups wanted to stop gun usage. They didn't care about the circumstances. They just wanted to stop gun usage. It's another avenue for them to limit guns. So they put in the gun thing. Another group is like, oh, I want to get these horses and I'm stealing these horses. So because the horses have children, babies, so they can kidnap the foals from the horses to sell them and stuff. So I want to stop it so there's more horses for me to grab. And then other groups are like, oh, I want to pork barrel some votes. Or, oh, it's an easy layup. Oh, people will just say, oh, look at the pretty horses, because they know people aren't very clever. They're not going to look deep. It's easy to simply stand up a podium, say, I'm protecting the beautiful horses. And all of these things come together and fuck it over. And it's all about lying and misrepresenting the truth of something to get a political gain. And that's the kind of underlie of like a lot of my political disillusionment. It's why I kind of come to the positions I get to. Talking about guns, what about the shooting in the Australian beach? The police took forever to move. Yeah, another example. They even fucking shot, I believe, a civilian who helped out, who stopped it. Like a guy, like I think they shot him and attacked him. He didn't die or anything, but like, yeah, they did. That's another example. I think that's an example of like police doing some bad things like that. There's some examples of like you can't blame them to a degree. Like, you know, they're scared, they're cops, they probably, like, spent their entire lives in Australia, probably, like, you know, like, they probably spent their entire fucking professional careers, like, stopping kids from smoking weed under fucking things, or dealing with the odd drunk at a pub, and now they're in a situation where they're expected to fulfill the oath that they signed, but the truth is, as much as they signed up for that oath, and they truly did believe that they'd follow it, they got scared. It is awful, and I do think that, you know, they should be aware that you need to fucking be a open person. Go in there and shoot that goddamn terrorist. But like, what is it? It is what it is. Same thing with, I believe, happened in the Sandy Hook massacre as well. I believe the police didn't go in for fucking ages because they were scared. It is what it is. And like, again, something like that is going to be manipulated again for public opinion. I believe the Sandy Hook one, I'm not too deep on the Sandy Hook one, but I believe the Sandy Hook one, people said, look how horrible the gun violence is, like you look how bad he is. But where, like, the reason he was that bad is the cops refused to go in. And even stopped other people from going in with their own guns. Like, a parent could have run in there, gone crazy, like just fucking spear tackled him, maybe got shot and died in the process, but probably saved like 20 kids, you know what I mean? But like, they didn't do it. But that's not a good, easy slogan. So you don't talk about the police being delayed or being scared. You talk about what you want to talk about as a political achievement you want to achieve. That's why, like, we get to these positions where I get like a very, 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 what's the word I'm looking for? Distrustful of a lot of political things. Political. Yeah, it's reasonable. Do not give special powers to the government. Learn from Star Wars. True! Unironically, Star Wars is great to learn from. Fucking go for it. Was an unarmed civilian that stopped it too, or else I'm thinking something else. I think he was unarmed, but then like I think he got shot after that. I wasn't on the up and up because I don't even look at the TV. I just sit in my hole. All politics is short term because political parties. Yes, that's one of the big ones. Almost all politics are short term because of short term power, but at the same time, giving something long term power is like also got its own problems. Everyone forgets it. This was a favorite quote by one of my teachers when I was younger, and I didn't really appreciate it until I was older. He used to say this about psychology. When it came to the tools we used in psychology, he said, now you might look at this, and I might have just described to you this new psychological profile or psychological method and test that we have here. And you might think, wow, look how amazing this is, because I described all these bad ones in the past. But what you want you to understand is this. This is the best thing we have right now. Right now, it's the best thing we have. But that's right now. It's not perfect. And he said the same thing applies to systems of government. As amazing as we have progressed in the various ways that we have tried to make governments to avoid harshly attacking their own populations, you know, gone from the world of kings and nobles, where like the checks and balances were the noble's a really good guy and wouldn't ever like abuse his peasants, to like the modern day where we have like things like voting and laws and attempts at regulation and enforcement that is supposedly because like I said before, justice is blind in those images of like the picture of like a justice woman holding the scales and a sword, and she's always got a blindfold on, because not because our system is that, it's because it's an ideal that we strive to. And yes, the short-term politic thing is one of the biggest negative elements of the current form of democracy and various forms of government. And I believe that a lot of people who think about it might be good. A lot of people who like the current form of democracy, because I believe the current form of democracy, the whole point is it jams up everything and it's slow and short-term, because it avoids like, basically by doing it like this, you can't, basically there's a belief system that a government would become tyrannical with too much power vested in one set of hands. So what they do is they make it all short term and they get it all in like this. And yes, they're all acting their short term beliefs, but it jams up the system in a way that it can't do some crazy shit because the other side hates the other side and they quickly shift around too often. And it has its own problems, and I disagree that that's a concept that we should like idealize. I believe we can get to a point where governments can just be good. But I don't know how to get there personally. It's again a very difficult thing that I could do. I just wish we could get there. True, in some cultures, live in Amazonas, others are taking photos with satellites here. 1 hour yap sesh, yeah. I think the vast majority of people don't understand statistics or don't care. For the vast majority of people, statistics are just used to manipulate. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. Of course, Australians would legislate against detrimental wild animals and call the brumbies brumbles. No, brumbies. Hearing Australian slang is like a portal into the mind of an American listening to Brit Bong speak. As Geordies put it, yeah, you talked about Geordies, yeah. That was what the brumbies think. Friendly Geordies, friendly Geordies. He's a bit of a fuckhead when it comes to some things, but generally he's right almost all the time. Like for a lot of the reasons, I think, and I think. I feel bad for a lot of politics that happens because like you try and get like a position where you just want to like discuss something and then it eventually gets warped and turned into this endless fucking my side versus their side thing, and it's everything's justified as long as I can scrape a little bit of fucking power. And that's not even getting into the like cultural politics side of war. Like I fucking hate that shit. Like at the very least, when it comes to shit like, yo, we're in Congress and we're gonna pass this law because it bullies the one other guy that we don't like, and we're like, it's not even useful. We're just doing it to get more power for ourselves and to fuck up the other guy for like 10 minutes. Like at the very least, I can understand that. But man, I fucking hate the cultural politics of just like the line and file people screaming at each other on Twitter. As Geordies put it, Australia has all the ability in the world to be a genuine nanny state, but are too incompetent to even use power. Honestly, yeah. Like fucking Australia. Oh my god, nanny state for crazy levels. It's actually insane. Can't believe my Pookie Bear left me for some Turk. What? Did you just come back from being dumped? Try to do the same thing with us, with deer. The problem with stopping people from hunting is deer is even the managed population still could hunt 200 plus. Yes. There is a place for like logical like cullings and stuff like that, and it's like it gets real negative. Man, I love this woo-wah stream. Yeah, this is welcome to the woo-wah stream. We should become a society whose comedy and social status are turned entirely by breast size. You know what? Wouldn't that be interesting? Like, you know, if we could just have like a world where we could just apply our crazy ideas. Like, maybe one day we'll get, like, magical super technology and we can, like, recreate everything in a perfect simulation. Like, a simulacrum of everything. And we could just be like, all right, guys, I got an idea. I know we're arguing about politics, so we're going to put it into the simulacrum. Everyone's voting level is decided by boob size. And it's like, and then we'll have one country that decides why flat is justice, and the other one is like cow tits for the end of Earth. And like we'll have these two societies, and we'll see how they develop. Yeah, that we need to have both sides. We need to have like the flat is justice and the big tits galore version, and maybe like a golden ratio version, just as like a control group. We gotta do our science. Wait, there's an is there an anime? Yeah, probably. I believe I know there's some anime like that are silly, like you know, only like this gets done here. Like I've seen a few that do that thing. Total hag death. The U.S. Forestry Service demands. It'd be an interesting dystopia. People could invest in. Oh yeah, that's true. They'd like they'd be like investing in implants and shit. They'd probably have like a police inquisition where like they'll come up and like, ma'am. Like, you, like, come across, like, a woman, she's, like, fucking driven, like, she's, like, speeding, and she just, like, steps out of the car, she's got massive honkers, and they're like, I believe I'm an upper-class citizen, and, like, the police officer says, see, ma'am, yes, it seems you're a double D there, ma'am, however, you don't understand that I have to follow procedure, can you just take those honkers out, please? I need to inspect them for any sort of tampering, and then, like, it's like, no, my tits are great, and he's like, ma'am, take off the top. And then, like, you know, they got a hand on his badge. He's on his gun, like, ma'am, undo the tatas right now, or I will use force. This is your first and last warning. And then, like, it was got, like, a cops kind of scene where they, like, chase her down and she fall on the ground. And, like, they, like, tackles her to the ground. Like, and then, like, it's revealed, like, her tits open up and it turns out she's got, like, a push-up bra. And, like, there's, like, a cop overview, like, this faker didn't get away with it. She was arrested for impersonating a big titty cowgirl and was sentenced to 5 months in the mines. Yeah, this should be an anime. Yeah, hell yeah. Oh really? Manku Henkokucho is where tit size equal worth. Does that mean like there's an underground group of like no tits? Oh, I remember there was an anime I watched a long time ago, and it was like a weird anime where all the girls had massive tits. Like there was like some sort of weird, crazy, over-the-top genetic thing where like it was a high fantasy sci-fi world where every single girl, except for one who specifically had her tits removed for some reason, had massive, over-the-top honkers. And I've forgotten the name about it, but all I remember was the massive honkers. I long for a consumer-level matrix simulation where we can build our unhinged political experiments. Oh my god, that'd be fun. Police inquisition determines your guilt via groping. Hell yeah. So would a push-up bar be like a white face? I guess it could be considered that. Like, no, a push-up bra would be like, oh man, oh god, I don't know what would political comparison to a push-up bra be? Fuck me. So it's also like borderline hentai. I mean, like borderline? I'm pretty sure that's hentai at that point. Faking an identity. Closet, we have his movie. Gamer. Closest we have is the movie. Man. You know what? If I don't get to write gacha scripts, can I at least write hentai scripts? I feel like we could get into something here, guys. Let me write some hentai scripts. Imagine it. Cops for the breast size. Like, what imagine this, like, imagine like an underground rail of like, a ghetto of flat-chested women. Oh my god. Like, and they're just like, you come a wrong side of town, cow tits. Like a big titty woman. Like she's like a car broke down, and they're like out of like fucking like dilapidated houses come a bunch of lolies, and they're like flat chested as hell, and they're like, oh, look at what the fatty just came in. Well, look at old big tits over here. Are you lost? Are you lost, fat one? Oh my god, that'd be great. I could write the greatest porno ever. Holy shit. Guys, give me the rights to write it. I could do this. Lolita Ghetto. Holy shit. Are we a genius? Fuck me. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. All right, guys, new stretch goal for the Patreon. If I get $1 million, I'm funding my Lolita Ghetto and Fat Titty Cops TV shows. Oh, anime, I should say. Oh, that's great. That's great. 10 out of 10. Don't you write for the I do actually write for my Patreon, but like I must admit I've stopped writing for the Patreon because I wrote those because prior to becoming a YouTuber, I was trying my best at like creative stuff because that was my goal. My goal was never to make money off YouTube as like a goal. My initial goal was always I wanted to be like someone to share my creative stuff with, which is why I've got like novels on there. So if you're on the Patreon, you can go read my short stories. They're not very good though. Unfortunately, they're not about it's not like, yes, it's not Section 8 but lolies. No. There is no Section 8 housing filled with lolies, unfortunately. I would prefer it there's no men, only women and fooders. Oh! Make it Yuri, you cowards. Alright, whoa. Political power in the hands of the footers. And everyone else is like, all right. Okay, I think we're writing a pretty good hentai here, guys. This is pretty good hentai we're writing here. Section 8 years old. Good lord. But no, I think there's some comedy to be had there. You could totally make a gag comedy about like that. I reckon that whole concept could easily be a gag comedy for a lot of elements. That'd be a lot of fun. I'd have fun with that. Just for the hell of it. Ooh. How does every one of my streams turn into this? Insane world building for a hentai. Well, the thing is, sometimes hentai and like because like what's wrong with having like some world building in your hentai? I mean, I think, for example, it's a sliding scale here. Like I hate to pull out the autism spectrum argument here, but like let's look at this. Like you've got shit like, I don't know, what's some fucking full-on porn stuff like okay, you've got like Twitter artists make some picture of a girl getting rammed, whatever, and then you've got like stuff that goes up from that, like small comic, three little panels, and then she's getting rammed again, and then you keep going up in like adding story until you get Fate Stay Night, where Fate Stay Night is like legitimately a hentai game. Like you have a lot of story, a lot of characters, you're engaging a lot of things, a lot of like dating sim kind of choice elements, I guess, although not dating sim really. And then you have sex with these characters in like the progress of the story. Technically a hentai game, but got a lot of good story. You can have good lore for story. In fact, many great stories I've read have had great lore. One of my, for example, what's that name of that thing? Moo Love. Moo Love is a hentai game. It's a dating sim game, standard ass dating sim game that halfway through it randomly you get teleported to like a fantasy UN world, a fantasy Japan world where Japan has been ravaged by like horrifying alien monsters, and all of the girls that you were like wooing are now like in like a military base as opposed to a school, and you're all working to function robots to kill shit. And it's like, yeah, it's a hentai game, but randomly it's now in a really weird, crazy setting. And then the following one after that is like PTSD simulator in the same setting. So like you can do a lot of interesting stuff. Damn, bro, I heard these hard apple cider ultras. Oh, I do love myself a hard apple cider. I love apple cider. I'm not a big alcoholic. I don't drink a lot of crazy alcohol, but one of my favorite alcohols is definitely apple cider. Like a hot day, like, oh god, these are my favorite thing. Really hot day, sitting on a fucking porch in Australia. I got a fucking sweet apple cider can, crack it open. Oh, it's just apple juice, but alcoholic. I love it. More seriously, I haven't caught up on the main NTE stream yet. Please summarize your opinions in a viral soundbite. Corporate gacha slop, very messy. Goddamn, slow the fuck down. This is not a race. That's about it. Not a very good soundbite. No one's clipping that shit. If anyone's going to clip anything from this stream, it'd probably be me discussing Section 8 housing with lolis or cops, but like the girl has big tits. I'm reading Section 3 Mod 3 and it's just a Blade Runner references so far. Detective Shecky was the Pookie Bear and Faith was the oh my sword. Oh, you got it into oh my god. I prefer drinking beer while mowing my lawn. Closest thing I can get to drinking and driving legally. Ah, yeah, you could get one of those low on mowers. I prefer to, whenever I used to do my mow on lawnmower, back when I was younger, I used to just think, well, younger, fucking, whenever I had to use a mow on lawn, I just thought of like that sad go-kart scene from Breaking Bad, and be like, sadly go-karts, but on a like a ride-on mower. I should totally get that, and then get like a hat with like a drinking with beer, and I'll just put it in there. Drink beer, that'll be great. That's the approach. That's the way. It's the way of the future is. Detective has a speech impediment. I was about to deny it, but I often found that I have a problem reading things. For example, I would read the names of something wrong. For a lot of names or words that I haven't seen before or heard a lot of, I just read them wrong. I'm pretty fucking sure that if you looked in my brain, there's some wires crossed. Not a crazy amount, but enough to probably give me some level of dyslexia. Not diagnosed, and I don't care to get diagnosed if it even is true, because, you know, it doesn't really fuck up my life. So, you know, I'm fine. I'm fine with being a bit of a fuckstick when it comes to trying to read things. I'll just make mistakes, and I'll just accept it and say, yeah. I'm just a little retarded. It's fine. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. Now, oh my god, all the leaves. Oh, Jesus Christ, all my work here. I just realized how much. Holy shit, we cleared this out. We cleared this shit out. You schizo level of editing say there's more than a few wires crossed. You're probably right. You're probably right there. There's probably more than a few wires crossed in my brain. And the fact that I get very obsessive over things and rant about shit as well, but I ain't gonna fucking Tumblr, you know, put that in my bio, so don't worry guys, I don't give a single flying fuck. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just like, I just really like trains. No, no, as far as I'm concerned, I just have a little bit of trouble, and occasionally I used to write my S's backwards, which is probably like the biggest actual fucking notice of like dyslexia, but all I did is just get better and decide not to. I just was like, you know, I'm going to train myself not to do it, and then I did. So, you know, if you have dyslexia and you can't fucking like get over it, you're like, oh wow, I've got dyslexia. Just lock in. Just lock the fuck in. Just stop writing them backwards, nerd. Jeez. Nah, brother. The positive wires in your brain are going on the streams straight to the ground based on the streams of what. Oh fuck. But detective, we are all retarded. Get good. This is true. Just get good. Yeah, get good. This is what I'll tell anyone. It's like, what's that? You have like a brain problem? Fucking. Get what? No. I wanted to go on that thing. Why am I flying suddenly? I forgot I could fly in this game. Whee. There we go. Alright. So we'll go over this way. We are actually playing the game now. I know. Whoa. I'm actually playing the game. We'll play it for a bit anyway. Because we actually almost... Because you know why I have to start playing the game? I just realized there is so fucking... I played this game... I didn't play this game. Oh, Jam, look at the giant, like, giants and stuff. There's, like, giant shields. Is that, like... That's, like, actual giants? That's cool. But I just realized, like, we're almost at the end of stream time for usual end of stream time, and I haven't actually played the fucking game at all. Like, there are people who join my streams to watch, oh yeah, I'd love to watch some woo-wah. Bro doesn't even play the game. It's just sits there and talks about fucking politics. Alright, Lupa. I would like to fuck Lupa. I'm just putting it out there. I'd fuck Lupa. Of the newest girls I've seen so far in this new little, like, arc, I'd fuck Lupa. Oh my god, so, okay, some high-tech random shit. They do have some, like, random... What are you laughing about? Did you find a picture of my ass? Okay, you sent some word to some people. So basically, she just sent like a thing. I'm gonna beat you up, and look, she's got rings, so she probably beats him up. Oh my god, she's married! I can't deal with this. My wife has a man. Has a man. Oh god, no. Oh god, I can't play anymore. That reminds me. I heard recently that in Genshin Impact, Klee's mother, Alice, hasn't become a rollable character because people are suspecting that, like, because they made her such a, like, they originally designed her and just said, oh yeah, she's got a husband because Klee's her daughter. And then they came out and made her, like, really hot. And then people the authors are like, oh fuck, I want her to be a rollable character, but how do we make it that you could waifu her because she's got a husband? And I've seen people being like saying that that's the reason they haven't like had her rollable and stuff. And I'm just gonna throw it out there. Just let her have a husband and also let her be romanceable. Do it. Do it. Do it, you cowards. Actually, don't make her romanceable. Don't make her romanceable. Just make her have a husband. You don't have to just do it. Just make him have a husband. And if you really want to, add in like seducing the housewife arc in Genshin Impact. I'll come back to the game immediately. Immediately, I'll come back to the game. I swear it. Since he started playing the game, everyone leaves. Pieces out. No, it is true. Ironically, most people... Okay, actually, no, not lately, I must admit. There has been... usually just towards the end of the stream, obviously, like people lose their attention. But there is a tendency to people to lock in at the start because I'm always like talking like a crazy person at a mile a minute about 1,000 things. So someone clinks in and goes, what the fuck is this sock going on about? What the actual fuck is happening right here? Why the hell are you talking about big titty girls being chased down by a POV cop and then like testing whether or not she has massive tits for political power to get out of a fucking speeding ticket? Like, you know, like what is my boy yapping about comes up. Maybe you're not given things the existence of Kiki among other girls. Download Destiny Child peak artwork by Nikkei Devs. Destiny's Child had a femboys? Oh, really? Femboys. Infidelity is a sin, detective. I know it's a sin. But you know what else is? Murder. And I want murder in my games as well. Right. I'm just throwing it out there. I think that it's not like a big deal. Just, yeah, you show her having a husband. Yeah, sure. She has a husband. And you know what? If you don't, like, this is what I reckon they'll do. If they really want to get away with trying to make her a romanceable target without having people get cucked or feeling like, oh, no, she doesn't love me. She has a husband. You know, that cringe shit. I reckon... She has a husband. Yeah, like exactly. Skeleton, you're a perfect example. What you should do is, and what I think they'll do, is they're probably going to add in, okay, if they don't do Immaculate Conception, like fucking Virgin Mary shit, I reckon they're going to bring in that, they're going to bring in the idea that like the husband is like some sort of machine or like some sort of godlike being, so they didn't actually have sex. Like, it's like saying, this is my husband, and it's like an unknowable eldritch being, so people can stop, and then she'll say something like, I call it my husband, but it's really just the monstrosity that blessed me with my daughter. Or it's like a machine and that she developed and made herself, and it's literally just like, you know, masturbation insemination device with extra steps. That's what I think they'll probably do just to avoid it. But I think if they had balls, do it anyway. Just show a husband, make her rollable. You don't have to make any romance things, but like maybe go through all the Bond stories, and at the last fucking thing after you've gone through all the wacky adventures with the Bond story, the last thing she says to you, she'll say something along the lines of like, you know, just teasingly say like, you know, get, you know, usual ara stuff, and then the last thing that she says, or the last possible option she'll say to you is like, oh well, just if I had have met you a little earlier, perhaps my husband would have been a run for his money. And just leave it at that. That'd be fine. And plus, there's plenty of, like, you know, perfect virgin waifus in most gacha games. Literally, gacha games focus and function under the logic that romance and sex doesn't happen for a certain group of... There's a cast of people in gacha games. Like, for example, Lupa here. I can tell you with 99.99999% certainty, Lupa has never kissed a boy in her life. She's never looked at a boy in her life. She has never been in the same room as someone with a penis for an extended period. And you know why I know this? It's because gacha worlds function in a magical land where extremely hot women and extremely attractive and handsome men just magically don't get approached by anyone and never have romantic experiences. They're all just sitting there like, you know what? We're in a fantasy world here. We're in the fantasy world equivalent of like all the hot women are actually like nerds at the back of the class. They're like, God, I wish someone would pay attention to me. And like the big fat ugly obese woman like wandering down the aisle has like hot guys on either side, and she's just going, huh, look at the skinny bitch over there. She doesn't have anyone. Ha, ha, who are you going to the parlor with? Nobody. That's literally their lives. We live in upsy down, topsy turvy world. That is what is happening in gacha worlds. Do I approve of NTR? Oh, no, I don't. Generally, however, what if I'm in get no? But I do approve of MILFs. MILFs are great, and I mean MILFs in a true MILF, because Alice from Genshin Impact is an actual MILF, not in the I'm just a big titty ara girl, but I'm a big titty ara girl with a daughter. And as someone who went through a very weird experience where I dated I did actually go through an experience where I dated a single mother once in Japan. It's actually pretty nice. Didn't work out because like, you know, I honestly have absolutely terrible commitment. And I was like, I'm not going to ruin this little girl's life by fucking getting in here. However, yeah, it's like saying the butt in a thing. No, I want her to have a husband, and she loves him very much, also getting piped by him constantly. You know what? Go for that too. I'm fine with either one. Honestly, I'm fine with either one. Just do it. Just do it. Like, Genshin Impact and gacha games have all the hot women already. What's the problem with adding in a different kind? You know, adding in a few different variations. Why not have a girl who has a husband? You know what? Let's take this extra far. Let's go even further. Let's have a GILF. Let's have a grandmother. No. I support the idea of all sorts of anime girls. So I don't mind if, you know, we don't have to have them all be like endless like mega sluts with like, you know, we don't have to have like the town bicycle type character show up and be like, oh man, I just got done. Like the first time you meet her, she just runs out of a fucking house and she hides behind you. She's like, oh my God, his wife just came home. Hide me, traveler. But you know what? Have more variation. Go for it. I don't mind. You know what? Already pregnant waifu. Imagine that. Fucking 8 months pregnant fucking character. Okay, now we're getting into fetish territory. We're getting into fetish territory and I didn't even realize. I will be the dad who steps up. Oh, yeah. Nice. That'd be a nice one. Wait, with that concept I saw on Twitter, it was in a new light novel? Oh, really? I saw it myself. As I have a stepfather myself, so I approve of this. Oh yeah, you know, you got to be aware of that when you're actually with a woman who has a child. Just be aware of yourself, and if you're going to start a romance there, or you're going to engage in that, and you're going to take it to the next level, just be aware of what you're getting into. Is my opinion on that thing. I really did like her though. She was very hot. But I knew myself, and I knew that I was like, you know, I was way too young and uncommitful. Like I'm not gonna ruin this like fucking woman's life. And like her daughter was really cute, and I'm like, I don't want to ruin her daughter's life. Like she's, you know, I remember she used to run up. She ran up to me, and like I would pick her up and like carry her around on my shoulders and stuff. And I'm like, and then I just like had this moment like I really don't want to ruin this girl's life by like you know, dating her mother and then like in a few months just like leaving her life. Like that would be awful. And I know I didn't have the commitment. And knowing yourself is half the battle for those things. So try not to hurt people's feelings. I mean, like, call me a chauvinist pig, but I don't want to hurt her. Even if I liked her. Holy shit, you're talking about that in VC. I can't believe you squandered the Japanese MILF. Yeah, that's right. A lot of people say that. They all say that, like, how could you squander that? And I just can't. Like, it's not that I squandered it. I'm just not the best with romance. I'm very bad with it, honestly. You drown while others die of thirst, you unbelievable bastard. No! Don't turn that on me! That's not true, you don't understand! Fellas, I have unfortunate news. I've located another mental splinter. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, mental splinter? What the hell are you doing? You've had it in your eye before? What the hell, guys? My stepdad already had kids by the time he married my mum. My stepsisters were in college professional work while I was in elementary school. Now, Cider, I know this probably sounds really, really bad. And I know I've said it constantly at past time when we were playing Helldivers, but stepsister, I'm stuck. Please. Stepsister, I'm stuck. Oh God, stepsister, I'm stuck in please come help me, stepsister. Oh man. Although, let's be honest here. Let's throw it out there. Let's be clear here. My sisters are both married with children. Damn it! But let's be honest here. Let's be completely fair here. Anyone who looks at step siblings getting together and thinks, oh God, it's gross. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? 100% what the fuck is wrong with you? It is so vanilla. It's just crazy vanilla. Fucking, you're like a teenager or older and you meet like you get a stepsister or whatever. And like you start like getting together. That shit is so fucking vanilla, I refuse to watch it. Whenever an anime has a premise of, oh, look guys, it's step siblings. Look how fucking like taboo romance this is. Woo! I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. This ain't taboo at all. What the hell, man? This is the most vanilla of vanilla shit. It's just like, yeah, no, that's so cringe. I hate that shit. Like there is some mild elements of a taboo if you grew up together, but generally speaking, you either go blood related or you don't go at all for those kind of stories. That's not blood related is the only true taboo for that. Step anything is like fuck off. Doesn't matter. That ain't fucking taboo. Get out of here. I'm mostly talking about anime, by the way. I'm not trying to tell everyone to go fuck your step siblings. I'm a mechanic detective. I'm forced to be into the machine against your will. Oh my God, the Mechanicus, the strength and certainty of steel. So you're saying incest MILF sisters? My God, oh my God, I've collected them all. So you just character against all of them. Step siblings is the yeah, 100%. So fucking vanilla, guys. Y'all were thirsting for my biological sister on stream. Well, to be fair, it was just funny. It's always funny to like thirst after you. Like when you're playing with someone, you're hanging out, you're just chilling and being a bit of a meme. It's fun to thirst after their family because it's funny because they find it uncomfortable. So it's like when you're sitting there going, oh, fuck, guys, my sister. All I can hear is side is uncomfortable. Let me just follow this up with, so how big is her tits? I can't help it. It is what it is. There's more taboo. Yeah, like way more crazy forms of taboo romance. Like legitimately, anyone in their right mind who hears step siblings and like whenever an anime tries to play it up, like, oh my God, they're step siblings. This is so wrong. And I'm just sitting there going, what the fuck? Is this like the meme of like fucking goddamn Patrick and SpongeBob going over the tiny little goddamn roller coaster? Is that what I'm seeing right now? Is this like the shittiest roller coaster ever? And they're just going, oh, you know what? That I should post that. I should post that just on Twitter and just, you know, I'm gonna post that. You guys go on my Twitter. Go follow my fucking Twitter because I'm gonna post after this stream. I'm gonna post simply this: the SpongeBob and Patrick going over simple post and like and I'm gonna put like, oh, I'm gonna put in quotation marks, stepsister is so taboo and oh, and so deviant. Just that because it isn't. You want me to be like, ooh, it's taboo, ooh, drama. Give them blood or don't even try. Like, fuck off. Okay, enough about incest. More about this incest, by which I mean, is Lupa actually going to give us a like a series of puppies? Do you reckon like the Lupa, because she's like a wolf girl or whatever, she's like more inclined to have like a litter of puppies type thing. Like there's gonna be like a lot of kids. Like she wants you to have one child, because humans generally have one child, and there's like, you know, twins and stuff. But dogs tend to have a lot. So is she gonna have like a whole like fucking? Are you gonna get like an entire like, you know, you're gonna get an entire fucking baseball team after you get with Lupa? Like what's going on here? Are we able to play like a single entire like mega match of fucking Mario Kart? What's going on? Go follow the Twitter for more milquetoast anime and political takes. What are you talking about? I don't talk about politics on there. I just sit there and complain about anime and then occasionally come up with shower thoughts. That's my Twitter. My Twitter is endless shower thoughts about anime and occasionally thirst posting where I'm like, God damn, I just saw this random game and like, God damn, she's hot as fuck. That's all I do. Funnily enough, that was a plot point in that. Really? Now I go eat dinner. Fair enough. Go eat dinner. I'm gonna go see if Lupa's gonna give us 8 children. Okay, so they're always fighting for like position. Wow, look, her pants are coming off. Damn. She's got a great ass. Lions and wolves tear each other apart while hyenas... Wait. Everyone wants to taste the juiciest meat. Is she... And with the illegal betting they're running, once that they hear I've left the old team, they'll all be scrambling to get a piece of the action. You know... Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. You want to make muddy waters? She says she says you want to make it more chaotic, not fucking muddy the waters. That's not really clipped in 4K. What the hell did I say? What do you mean? What did I say? What did I say that's negative? She has a great ass? Yeah, she has a great ass. Well, what's there to be said? Where's the lie? Lupa's got an amazing ass, and anyone who disagrees with me should just be like, I don't know, just turn in your fucking turn in your like desire card. I don't know. 50% chance for twins, 30% chance for trips, and 20% chance for 4 to 10. Oh, that's Lupa's numbers. Okay, all right, here we go. I love how you went from yap to 3 minutes of gameplay back to yap. Yeah, I know. Fuck it. I'm sorry. I usually put like a thing up the top telling people where I finish my yap. I'm just gonna have to put up thing like I just keep yapping the whole time. I'm sorry. The water's already so murky, no one can tell what's stirring them. Are we gonna try and like do some illegal betting? It's better than what it before, the mess they made before the current effort took. So the current emperor is like fixed stuff. But I did say last time we played this that I thought the emperor was... Is she gonna smell me again? Oh, I thought I was gonna have sexy... Oh! We got... Is another rollable character or the villain for this arc? Or like a fake... it looks like he's just wearing... Ooh. That looked like an NPC outfit. That looked like an NPC model. Yeah. Damn, this guy looks like he just does NTR. He has a gift for knowing exactly what to say to anyone. That's his flaw too. Okay, I like his hair and face, but the fact that he's got like such a boring NPC outfit is a little bit meh. You got to give more. Yeah, trivial. He's like trivial villain kind of thing. Did you guys see that memes lately that has been like NTR like plots character summary, and it's got like Mr. Shoda, local Shoda boy who's moved into this area, and then it's like who really likes his big new neighbor, Big Sis Alice, and there's like Big Sis Alice. She knows Shoda boy for a long time, and but lately she's been being very lonely. And then there's like another one like where it's like the NTR protagonist, where it's like Kota, very aggressive boy who really likes Big Sis Alice and is thinking of making his move, and then it's like Gazgul Uruk Thraka, here from the Orc Warbands, here to murder everyone, has a big problem with fucking the other boy. I love that shit. It's funny as fuck. I know I'm just like explaining memes to you guys. It's like, yeah, that's really funny when I explain the joke, isn't it? I now add 7 TV sniffer to emote to your chat. I don't know what... You know what? I gotta take this. I gotta take time to put the emotes in. I just don't know what these things are. I just don't know. I'm gonna have to go in and look into it. I have to, but I'm always saying these things, and then I never do. Alright, what's up, NTR man? Junior, hope you return home and bid that I reason. She bid that I reason with you. It's early. Okay, so this guy's here to try and convince her. Oh well, at least he's very aware. Yeah, he's like, I can't convince you to come back. NTR is not possible. Ooh, what if he's like, but I'll convince. What if he says? What if he comes up to her and says like, I'll teach your body where you belong, and we get the true NTR arc. No, don't you take Lupa from me. And just like kill him immediately, pull out a gun and just like brain him on the floor. You're not taking my wolf waifu from me. What the fuck? You tell her she's got no charm? Bro, are you looking at the... Okay, this is another one of those anime, like, gacha logics, guys. You look at this woman right here. Like, look at these fucking legs. Look at that thigh. Look at that ratio. Look at that hair. She's ridiculously hot. And this man has got to say, no charm whatsoever. Literally, Gacha World is an upside-down world where romance goes to the fat and ugly and plain first, and all hot women are just, like, relegated to sadness and loneliness until we show up. That is literally all Gacha Worlds. Lupa shows so much skin, so nice. She does show, like, a bit of skin, but, like, it's one of those... You know what Lupa's got going on right now? Because technically I show more skin than Lupa. Lupa's got that thing that some characters occasionally have, where their outfit makes them look lewder than if they'd had, like, a bikini on. That kind of thing. And I'm a big believer in that. Clothes are more attractive when used properly. And Lupa is ridiculously hot to me right now. You feeling confident? What do you think about chance of winning the championships? 100%. I'm doing it. Damn, oh damn. Damn, guys. So this is, okay, so, you know, isn't it interesting how, like, often, you know, this is going to sound some high Gruner hours, like, Wolf Girl tails, the two places, small of the back, reasonable. And then I think there was like there's an entire meme subculture of them just having it come out of their ass. And I'm like, what the fuck would that even, that makes no sense. That's so silly. There is a line where clothes are hotter than no clothes. Oh, 100%. 100%. Clothes, like, let's be honest, humanity is like peacocks in that degrade. The clothes make the girl in a lot of ways. Like, sure, the underlying, like, flesh is like the clay that can be molded off. But, like, let's be honest, you can clothes build something. You can have a really hot girl who has a great body, great face, and all that kind of shit, and you can dress her in, like, the most unattractive clothes ever, and she'll be beaten by someone who had a worse body, like, in a more, like, you know, objective sense, who's been dressed up properly. Everyone knows that's the truth. There is, like, a line, though. Like, for example, I would call it, like, a bit of guardrails. Like, you can only become this hot if your base is this hot. But if you're much hotter at a base, you can become much hotter with clothes. That's the kind of thing I see it. Although, like, you know, obviously style and fetish and, like, whatever else people have, fucking their own, like, things are into, does come into it. But yes, no, unfortunately, we need to click off this part. You no longer get to look at the perfect ass here as much as possible. Don't you think gachas have strange angles? Are you involved in Silver's match fixing? See, here's another thing that I'm noticing here, having gone to this after NTE. NTE, this would have been 5 separate fucking cuts, and the music, okay, the music would change, and, like, it would be crazy all over the top. And I like NTE changing it up a little bit, but they went so fucking hard, it's ridiculous. Like, I just remember my brain hurting from so many cuts. Very much not a hot take, but an oversized shirt and nothing else hotter than naked. 100%. 100% purple. A girl in an oversized shirt that, like, goes down just a little bit past her thighs, like, ooh, pizza fingers, 100%, 100%. Anyone who doesn't believe is a loser and not admitting to themselves. On this channel, we goon openly and publicly. I'm not going to make any qualifiers like, oh yes, but I feel like I respect a woman for who she is. No! Big white shirt, hot. Detective C. Monkey brain activate. That's me. I think I'm losing my mind a little bit. I'm going a bit, like, insane. Look at this NTR, motherfucker. I do love money, but I won't stoop level again. I don't believe you. This is the part where you say, like, let's determine this at my place with some special training. And yeah, man, I'm on to you. We'll take you out. Damn, Lupa's hot as fuck. The opening of this is pretty good so far as like a narrative. They can make you a star, but they can easily snuff you out. I guess like they're going for the vibe of like a warrior society that isn't actually a warrior society. Like they're all about honor and stuff, but the truth of the matter is that they're all like scum who would like betray each other at the first thing, and like it's all about optics, which is just like real politics. Okay, so it's just like the real world, guys. It's all about just going on Twitter and saying, guys, I'm an ethical gooner. Fuck off. Guys, I have media literacy. Guys, I would never goon to a character that suffers. Like, fuck off. Accept it into your heart. Know the truth. Gooning is gooning. I've never doubted your talent, but the rules are the game. Like, you might say, oh, but like, detective, we're going through this story and like we're just kind of getting thrown shit at us and we haven't even reached the city. But I think they've split it up pretty well, pretty easily, and I've been quite happy with it so far in terms of how they've like showed off the lore of elements. I wonder if Germano Julia really understands who's making the rules now and where she stands in this game. God damn, Lupa's hot. Look at the fucking squish from the fucking bands on her body. Good lord. How is that's the one thing you know, we have to have the suspension of disbelief of like someone not immediately going like, okay, let's be honest. Oh, wait, let me look. Oh wait, I gotta wait for a bit if I go too close. What the hell's that? Oh, it just makes you run fast. Wait, what? Oh, it's only one. Wee! Ah! Oh, sorry. Wait, 1 second. So what I want to say is, could you imagine a world where a girl like Lupa isn't like fucking snapped up immediately? This is not an insult take. Let's be fucking honest. The moment she entered any situation with other people, like men and women of her own age or even fucking higher, I reckon like a few years, like she enters school, like the fucking seniors, I don't give a fuck, like the seniors in the 3rd year or whatever, those motherfuckers are gonna see that girl. I don't even give a fuck what you're saying. That girl is getting snapped up before she knows left from right. 100%. That's like the suspension of disbelief for catches you gotta just accept. Oh, okay. Alright, so let's just, we gotta go fight some more people. Alright, we're gonna go on a cable car, sure. Oh, I should probably get this so I don't have to teleport in later. Oh, they've got some armor on for down here. Activate. I think I don't gotta do a cutscene. Yeah, gotta do a damn cutscene. By me, I'll snap her up. She will be gay. Yeah, like, like, legitimately, that she's the kind of character where it's like, fuck, I don't even give a fuck if she's actually gay or not. I'd fucking try. That's the kind of shit that I would expect from everyone who sees this kind of woman. You would see Lupa, and your first response would be, I gotta try. Like, anyone with a functioning sex drive would see Lupa, and their first response is, I don't care about, like, the ethics of attempting to, like, groom someone into anything. I need to try. That's the kind of shit I expect from people. Like, just, like, no ethics. Throw everything aside. I don't give a fuck about, like, that's the kind of shit you see with Lupa or any of these characters. But that's why gachas live in, like, a fantasy world. And, you know, to our benefit, we get a big harem of hot women. It's like those anime worlds where like the ethics are inverted, and like there's a few like stories like that where they invert it, where it's like ugly men are actually really attractive in this world, that kind of thing. Like it's like a weird inverted world. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. What the fuck? Wait, what? Is his like? Bro, why has he got a World War One fucking helmet on? Damn. Kaiser Wilhelm? Kaiser Wilhelm, what are you doing? Alright. Let's fight some people. Alright. I gotta beat him up. Oh god. Oh god, yeah, it's lagging out a bit. Because I put the, I put all, like, the settings really high, so occasionally it just gets like this in the middle of a fight. But I don't care. I do like the idea of it. Oh, use the thing. Yeah, Saturn. Fuck you. Haha. Ah, I don't know what's happening. I like the fact that there are other characters in there. It gives a bit of a more of like a, I know it's like more messy, but it gives the idea of like, oh, like it's a big old fight. Like a true battle with a whole bunch of different characters going on. But you know how I am. I like fetishize World War One like visuals and be like, oh my god, Jesus Christ. I thought I'd like just broken my neck there. Oh, I guess I rushed through the dialogue there by getting into the killing them a little too quickly. Black screen? Oh, there we go. I did it! Oh, magical thing that tells me about that girl. Hey, that's the hot version! Whoa, the hot version's here? Damn. Damn, alright. Alright. I know I hated your story, and you are a pathetic creation that we really should feel sorry for rather than scorn. But damn, let me meet up with that hot version. The abnormal sensation came over when my sword struck the contender's echo. God, every time they show off a special angle of fucking Lupa's ass, I'm just like, god damn, big dog. Something's off. Yeah, like I said, it says the Emperor's evil. The Emperor's evil. She's not in the teams. That's not nice. Hey, nah, fuck that shit. If there's fucked up shit going on in a team and she wants to leave that team, I support that. Don't fucking, like, you know, don't be doubtful spectator. Fuck you, doubtful spectator. So she's changed. Oh my god, she's a cheater. No. Nah, Lupa's not changing it for money. Like, look at that ass. She don't need change it for money. I don't know how those things are connected. Oh, they're all like saying like, ah, it's all like evil and shit, and like, yeah, like it's a trick. Also, I like the titty armor here. 10 out of 10. That's true. She's never thrown a match because she's cool. They're all arguing in the thing. The literal politics are, you don't understand. I actually have the deep knowledge here. Detective, that's me. That's me. Sorry, I'm losing my mind a bit. I think it's because I spent too much time talking about insane shit. They're being mean to her. I shall leave those nerds alone. Is Lupa going to be sad about it? Oh my god! She was even cuter. You know, I gotta say, compared to the other openings of arcs, and I've heard this one's also terrible from people, compared to the other openings of arc, isn't this one just better? Isn't this one just straight up better? Like, I know, like, it's gonna get terrible, and I know I'm gonna eat these words, but I really like how they've introduced Lupa, and I like how they introduced the city. It's a simple kind of setup. Place has got like a kind of a little bit of a fallen warrior society that's like one of those idealized for optics type society as opposed to the real honor type societies. And like we got Lupa here, she's got a little thing with her family. We're learning about the family and the kind of society of the nobles here through her. We're going up through this. She's really cute and we're like really connected to her. They're not just saying, oh, by the way, you're in love. Prepare to be disappointed. Oh man, I can't wait to see what they're gonna do. I cannot wait for them to fuck it up somehow. I love it. I'm waiting for it. How are you gonna fuck my day, Weathering Waves? How are you just gonna put that boot in? Ooh, I'm excited. So we're gonna take a big elevator. What's up? What? What's up, Lupa? God, she's hot. Like, she's got good, like something about her eyes, like very, very attractive to me. Am I a furry? No. I mean, yeah, it's fair to bring it up. It could be a good little character moment for her. Yeah, I think, like, yeah, it's good with Lupa. She's got a little smile. Man, I can't wait for her to, like, turn into the worst character possible. Doesn't it bother you? Now when she after that, she turns her face and she's got like a small, like a little bit upset, you know? Detective Lupa, like, but in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish though. Is Lupa a word I'm missing? Am I saying like a porno word, Lupa? Still in the acceptable spot on the furry chart. Very true, true. We're still in the acceptable spot for furry. Yeah, you gotta get used to it. Tarnishing reputation is one of their usual tricks. They cut off their betting profits, so it's only natural they'll be upset. They zoom in on mouths a lot. Oh, look at her. She's grabbing onto my shoulder. Skinship! Wait, no, actually. Whoa, wait, guys. Look at that hand. That is the cringe hover of someone who's at a cosplay convention, but doesn't want to touch the girl, so they hover the hand. That is the cringe hover. Yeah. Go all in. Grab the woman. Do it, Lupa. Grab me. I'll allow it. You're hot, so it's acceptable. You're not like a sweaty, scary, ugly old dude. Like, I know they're directly telling me how she feels here, but generally speaking, they're building her up okay. It's like not perfect, but as a if this had been the opening to Weathering Waves, I'd be much more like hype right now. I'd be like, yeah, great, this is fun. We'll start it off here. Like, whoa, okay, I'm hanging out with her. No, it's just a shitty animation, my guy. I know. It's just how they do it. Lupa is a magnifier in Spanish word. I checked. Really? Oh. So Lupa is magnifying... I mean, okay, I'm going to magnify on that ass. Give me that ass. I'm going to Wait, is this all a dream? Fade to white? Is it a dream? What? I don't know why it faded to white. Okay. That seemed a little pointless, but okay. Dun 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 dun. Oh, fuck. Oh, the black tide thing? So, okay. That thing that was so confusing that we barely understood it and they just brought it up last time before they used it. But now I get that at the very least, they've brought up the black tide, like, in this... Jesus Christ, look at this dude. Is that even a man? No, it's an echo, right? No one looks like that. That good lord. She could... Alright. Up we go. Oh, we are at my usual ending of stream time or around now. Oh man, I'm so sorry that I had to delay on stuff. Like, if I fucking like that was like such a delay, kind of ridiculous. Can't believe I delayed like that. That was crazy. Oh god. I'm gonna get to a little bit and probably stop for a bit because I know it's not a big stream, but I'm gonna have another stream, extra stream this week if I can put it in somewhere. Oh, so this is the city that got abandoned after like the fight. Damn, they abandoned all this? It's crazy. Oh, look at that, like fucking the thing is like kind of janky as fuck. All right, so this is like a broken part of the city. Doesn't look very ruiny. It seems pretty well maintained. Maybe there's some more ruins down there. Really, it looks pretty well fucking maintained for ruins. Like, yeah, there's like this water part. It's got the water in it and stuff, but like, I would expect to be a little bit more like run down. Like, yeah, more of that shit. More like kind of shitty moss and stuff. I'm gonna use my epic powers to search for her, by which I mean protagonist energy. I'm just gonna sense where the sexy woman is. Oh my god, literally! I'm using my sense sexy woman skill. Yeah, let's go find out. Sex search. I call upon the power of the sexy woman. Where are you? Find me her large, oversized breasts. Well endowed woman, where art thou? Let the connection blossom. Carthia isn't here. Oh, that was right. I guess I failed. There's Lupa here. Jesus Christ, look at that fucking those like connections. Hey, what's going on with Loop? What's going on? Loop. Did you get in the brain? You got some brain damage? Oh my god, she's got scars on her back. There was connected to, still like we saw her having a big fight in the underground with the other thing. So that's the other like mystery going on here. But how are they gonna fuck it up? Like, how are they gonna fuck it up? You know? Is it okay? So he's like a hero, but now he's like only down here. Why? Back then, the chimes driving up the city were the finest sound of glory. How old are you, Lupa? Are you about to tell me you were here like 100 years ago when all that went down? Oh, really? There's like spooky monsters in there? If I go in there, it's gonna cut it off, isn't it? Meow. 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 Bonk. Okay, so like she has got brain, like are they controlling her brain? Is she being mind controlled by like the family? And like she actually originally was like a weapon or something? Like she's not actually like born, like she was like a test tube baby or something? Or maybe there's multiple clones of her? Maybe there's a hive mind of Lupas. That'd be fun. That would be fun as fuck. Actually, hive mind of Lupas sound exciting. Oh shit! Oh no, it's the small tit version. I mean, still hot, but I can't motorboat those. I think there was people talking on Twitter recently about the idea of there's paizuri, which is the Japanese for titty fuck, and then there's naizuri, which is doing the same but with like she's got nothing. I didn't know that until Twitter told me about it. I didn't even know it was even a word. The more you learn. Might end it after this cutscene. Wait, still alive? What? Is this in like when the city was... Was the city destroyed like yesterday? What the fuck? I mean, you've got your mystery box elements. Is this like the past when she was hanging out as a normal person? I walk so much but I still can't leave the city. And there's no one here. That's what she said in Japanese. What? The white tidal blight follows me wherever I go. Okay. Scars of the dark tide such it may appear like a discoloration, calcification, or even coral-like growth depending on what's been corrupted. Okay. Yeah, but that happened like 100 years ago. Like, that happened 100 years ago. Why is she... Are they in like some sort of time loop? Maybe? I'm back. Naizuri is a term manufactured by English speakers on Twitter. Really? Oh. I thought it was a Japanese one. If it's manufactured by English speakers, that's cringe. Like, maybe they should stop making her eyes shiver, but like, I mean, I'm okay with it. It's more of a mystery box, but I'm interested. I'm trying to like just judge it on this part, you know? I just want to judge on this. Wait, what? Okay, alright, so that establishes the Carthia saying this is happening like a handful of weeks. At most, like a week has passed. She goes to this place, she met Carthia, and like, then she fought one, but in whatever order we don't know, in that weird underground lab. And now she's going over here and this is like showing her showed up to the city, everyone's dead, and there's just like fucking Lupa here. So, okay, what are there a lot of options? So, I guess the whole island must be in a time loop? Or the whole island is in some sort of lockdown situation of like reality warping? Because it wouldn't make sense otherwise. Or something like that. It can't be time travel, can it? No. Still a useful tag, even if Jinglish. The Japanese seeing the term allowed it to be real. I see. I mean, it is a nice term. Like, you know, poor girls that don't have, like, the girls that can put their, elbows together, they deserve a term as well. They deserve a term as well for their sexual engagement. She doesn't understand, so she's just... Okay, so this is just when she arrives, everyone's gone, there's just, like, random things, like, what? Who are you? Oh, look, okay, I like that they added some, like cuts on her model, that's nice. They should have gone further, though, to be honest. Depending on what the lore is for what she is, they should have really gone further. If she's just, like, been... I'm Rugu... What's she doing? Why is she going? There's a fish! There's a fish! And like just some big old monster enemies. Am I gonna have to fight them now? Dragons or something? They're like dragon dudes. They look like the kind of, you know what? Those oversized strong dudes kind of look like the image I'd see on like a woman's monster love novel. Or like, morning gory dragon milking farm. How are they gonna fuck this up? They're building up a mystery well. Because all of this happened before I showed up. Are these people all actually dead? Probably not likely. It can't be that, because that wouldn't make sense. Because if they were all dead, then, like, that would be too sad. And I know Gacha Game people, they wouldn't be like, no, we can't. Look, I can see her into her dress. 10 out of 10. Oh my god, that's Lupa. She's on the advertisement. Okay, so there's minor houses here as well. It's not just one big house. Alright. So I've learned a lot about this city. It's a way to find capable nobles capable to command and control Echo's basic responsibility. It's the heir of a noble house, strong enough. It signals the house is unfit, hunt down the discords and protect the place. If the noble's living it up, they end up being broke or thrown out of the city, paying a fee for the gladiator who doesn't even make the cut. Yeah, it makes sense. Why not? I like it. I mean, I like the idea of it, although it sounds like it's turned a little bit corrupt. Give the anime girl visible body scarring, you cowards. Yeah, they need to give more. More. I agree. More. Give her more. But it depends on her situation. If she's been in that situation for a little bit of time, sure. But if they kind of reveal that this is a ghost city and that Lupa has been living in this like ghost city in like for like 1,000 years, she shouldn't look like that. She should look like a desiccated corpse. That would be peak. Or at the very least, she shouldn't have just like a handful of little markings. She should have like her dress should be like a ripped mess. And I mean like all the way. Honestly, if Lupa had scarring on the level of guts, her body would be hotter. Unironically, yes. Scarring is hot in anime. Hell, can be pretty hot in real life too if played directly. But yeah, 100%, she'd be way hotter. I like it. Lupa's got bedroom eyes for days for some reason. I really like it. How are they going to ruin her? How will they ruin this woman? It's not an event. It's a training ground for nobles and commoners alike to fight in. Victors show no mercy to defeated people who here despise weakness. So does that mean we kill each other? See, they've done a good... So here's the thing. Right here, I know they're about to drop the ball in some way, but they're doing everything pretty well right now. Right? Introduce city. You slowly walk through the city while we're constantly flashing to weird situations with Carthia, where Carthia is doing weird shit. There's strange shit for the mystery box going on. But we're learning about Lupa here, and we're learning about the city as we go through, and we've had like fights, and we've watched her being a fight, and we've learned about her house, and we get to this point. And even though she's telling me things about the city, I've seen a lot more as well about the place where I'm kind of forgiving. Is it perfect? No. But I've probably the best Weathering Waves has done for an introduction to an area. Like, unironically, the best they've possibly done. Maki J, from Jujutsu Kaisen is hot as fuck, and I will not hide it anymore. She is actually, yeah, she's 100% fuck. Holy my god. Oh, yeah, Hanako K. Oh, yeah, you want to go that far? She's hot too. But, like, anime's anime. Alright. Theory. Theory about how they're going to fuck it up. I got it just here in my head, guys. They're going to fuck it up because they're going to establish the stakes of people dying and death. Someone's going to die, and then they're going to be like, this is actually a Matrix world, and they will come back to life. And I'm going to hate it. That's my theory. That's my theory about how they're going to fuck it up. But if you can't keep up, you're not chosen, you'll be left in the shadows. So maybe she has a friend or like someone she loved. Past lover? No, they wouldn't do that. So it's a brutal society is what they're trying to tell me. Like and you know, here's the thing. True, I should go eat some food. Let her talk and then I'll get up to it. What the fuck? Is that a tank? What? Is this like one of those... What the hell? What the fuck? It's like one of those like Star Wars tanks. What the hell? Like one of those, like, it's just like a mini version of those silly Star Wars tanks. That's so weird. But anyway, what I was trying to point out is, while, like, they haven't done a crazy level of it, and it's not perfect, this has done way more for establishing, yes, this is a city that believes in fighting, this is a city that believes in strength, and like it's all about his strength and honor and stuff, even though it's like a bit corruptible. They've done a way fucking better job establishing that here than they did in the Laguna, the other Laguna place, where they were like, oh, by the way, this place is all like authoritarian hellscape for religious people who will like murder everyone. They did a terrible fucking job back there, and they've done an okay job here. Like a decent effort. Now, I'm actually got to leave though now because I'm tired as fuck, and even though I wasted an extra hour updating the game, no! Oh, sorry. I almost died. Oh my god. Would I get in trouble if I went down to it? I have to know. Whee. I want to go into this thing. There's a big shield that says no. No, you just go in. Ha! Yay! I'm gonna hit the dragon. Is it invisible? It's invisible. I'm the hero! Yay! Me. I'm sorry, I got distracted because I'm stupid. But no, I'm gonna leave it here. I know, oh god, if you fucking managed to get through the VOD and you got to this point, you're probably surprised by the fact that I'm okay with certain things in this one. But I do try to cut off my feelings of the past things. They do affect it, and it's an overall discussion when I get to the end of chapter 2. Even if this part of the chapter turns out to be, you know, decent or okay, it is definitely gonna have to do a lot better than decent to overwhelm how much like negative elements are in the fucking discussion I'm gonna have about the game. Like, Jesus Christ. But no, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for chilling. Make sure you go check out all the channels, you know, like and subscribe, check the VODs, check all that stuff. I'd really appreciate it. And always have a good one. Catch ya.